So the people groups are more. In fact, roughly we have about 100 people groups in Ghana.
100.
Yeah, both, some are foreign and some are indigenous. So when we talk of foreign, we mean people who have come to stay in Ghana. You have the Fulani, you have the Jula, you have other tribes, you have the Chinese, you have the Arabs, you have the Lebanese.
Wow.
They have all come to live in Ghana, and they are people groups.
There are a lot of Ghanaians that are in the diaspora. Most of them stay there for the rest of their lives. Others also stay there and they end up losing their tribe and their belonging or their identity. Someone watching this video, what is your advice to them that they can still connect and not lose their identity?
You know, one thing that I have always said is that what sustains you is your culture. We do everything in another man's dialect. We speak in English, we pray in English, we speak to our children in English. So by the time the child is, say, 10 years, he can't speak any of the mother tongue.
Okay, guys, once again, welcome to my channel. My name is Niiayi, aka Ghanaian. Yes, I'm the Ghanaian storyteller. I talk about Ghana. I talk about stories from Ghana, things you know here from the media. And today, I have this important person here with me who is really going to share something deep about Ghana to the world. I'll urge you to stay tuned and watch to the end, and you'll learn something that you've never heard before about Ghana. This is our beloved country. James, welcome to my channel.
Thank you.
It's an honor having you on my channel.
Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself to my people?
Well, I'm James Amwamensa, and as you said, I'm a Ghanaian, and I love to travel and visit various parts of the country to know how things are happening. I also work as a missionary, and it has given me a chance to travel throughout the whole of the country, know towns, villages, and some of the stories around some of these places. Wow. So that is what I do.
Have you been able to travel throughout the whole country?
Well, I would say yes, in the sense that I've been to every region. I've been to every regional capital. I can say even to almost every district.
Wow, every district.
I can say, if not, or maybe about 95%, I've been there. I've been to most of those districts.
So in a general view, how can you describe Ghana to someone who hasn't been to Ghana or watching for the first time, hearing of Ghana?
Well, you see, Ghana is a unique place from the point of the people who are living in, the various tribes we have around, the locations, the stories behind the names of communities, the story behind towns and villages. It's something that makes the country unique. And there are specific things and stories that a lot of us, even though many are in the urban towns, they don't know what is happening in the other places. So that is what I would say. That is what makes a place unique.
Okay, so can you just give us some 3 communities and their names and the reason, whatever, how they came about it? Just some few ones that people have not heard about.
Okay, so maybe I'll pick one from the Volta region, from the OT region, now the currently created OT region. There's a town called Abrawanko, and Abrawanko is in the Nkwanta South district. It is about 30-45 minutes from Nkwanta. That is the district capital of the Nkwanta South district. The name always sparks a lot of thoughts. Abrawanko, why? Old women cannot go there. That is the...
Oh, okay, that's the meaning.
Yes, so old women cannot go there, or old woman cannot go. Okay. And they give the story of the fact that the community was very hilly. And in those days, there was this old woman, a traditional priestess, who, together with her siblings, were living on the other side of the community. But there was war, and for that matter, they needed to relocate to this place, which has a lot of hills around the community. So they had to go and hide inside the hills. And in climbing up into the hills, the young guys who were going with this old woman could easily go. And they were like, the old man is struggling, Abrewanu into me, enko.
Oh, that's really nice.
So that is the whole thing about that name. And it's one of the, what we call Achode. It is, Abronco is an Achode community. The Achodes are one of the major tribes in the Nkwanta South District.
Oh,
so there are 4 major tribes in the Nkwanta South District. So you have the Achode, you have the Adele, you have the Ntrobo, then you have the Chala. So these are the 4 major tribes in the Nkwanta South District, and Achode is one of them.
Wow, I told you. Okay, let's talk about tribes. On paper, it's said that Ghana has about 100 and...
No, I think on paper we are told we have about 46 or 47. Well, more of languages, but there are more tribes than the language.
How?
So maybe putting it well, maybe you can say Akans, and they all speak Twi. Okay. But within the Akans, there are more. So there is the Wasa. They speak Twi, but they are Wasa. Oh, okay. So there is the Ashantis, who also speak Twi. So the Kwau, they speak Twi. So they are all speaking Twi, but okay. You have several aspects of them.
I get it.
Yes. So you can have, say, we box a whole. I would prefer to use what we call people group than to use tribe, because the people group is more of a smaller. A tribe could even have within it other people groups. Yes. So the people groups are more. In fact, roughly we have about 100 people groups in Ghana. 100. Yeah, both. Some are foreign and some are indigenous. So when we talk of foreign, we mean people who have come to stay in Ghana. So we have the Fulani, you have the Jula people, you have the Fulani, you have the Jula, you have other tribes, you have the Chinese, you have the Arabs, you have the Lebanese. Wow. They have all come to live in Ghana, and they are people groups.
Oh, okay. I don't get the people groups.
So they are people groups. So it's best to use people groups than to use the tribe.
To you, if let me say with a tribe, you know, on paper it's 140. Is it 100?
No. So let's say 100. 110 according to some authorities. They put there 110. And the 110, as I said, are the people groups. Okay. So of these 110 people groups, in fact, with that one, they even put the deaf as a tribe. So they categorize them also as a tribe on their own, as a people group, on their own. So we have about 110, and as I said, with these 110, some are Ghanaians, some are foreigners. Yes, and almost about 30, 40 of them are, about 30 of them are foreigners, and the rest are Ghanaians.
So I think you've traveled a lot to the north.
Well,
somehow. People, a lot of people don't really know much about the north. All they think is Ghana is all about Accra. Can you share some few things with us?
But the north, when we also talk of the north in Ghana, so we have the northern part. And so we have the upper east, the upper west, and the northern region. Yes, now the northern region, we have the northeast, and we have the savannah region. In fact, there are a lot of tribes in the northern part of the country. There are very smaller tribes in the northern part of the country. as compared to the much of the bigger tribes in the southern. But aside that, there are some major tribes in the northern part of the country. So we have the Dagban.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Dagomba people, they are one of the major tribes in the northern part of the country. We have the Mamprusi people, who are also one of the major tribes. Then we have the Gonja. So we have the Gonja. Maybe you can also talk of the Dagatis.
Oh, okay. I've heard of the Dagatis.
Yeah, so
that's where Samini.
Yeah. So these are major tribes that you can find in the northern part of the country. Wow. Yes. So they are mainly kingdoms. We put them together. So we have the Mamprusi kingdom, the Dagbon kingdom. That is where you have the Yana. Then you have the Yabon. So the Yabon is the Gonja. So we have the Yabon Wura, where the Yabon Wura sits at Damongo. That is where the traditional seat is. Then the Dagbon Wura sits at Yendi. That is where the paramount seat is. Then we have, for the Mamprusi, we have the Nairi, who sits at Narulugu. That is where the traditional seat is. Wow. So these are like the major.
Okay, so let's channel to the main topic. Talking about, let's pick one of the tribe, then we talk about them. This tribe look like a great tribe, but a lot of people don't really know much about them, and which is what we call them, the Guans.
Okay, so the Guan, the Guans are more of they are a congregation of smaller people groups. There are several, into brackets, let me say, people groups or tribes that form the Guans. And currently we have about between 20 to 25 people groups that make up the Guans.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So the language varies, but the language are so close that when somebody, a Guan, speaks in the southern part of the country, the other Guan tribe in the north can understand some of the language that is being spoken. So we have the Gonjas as one of the Guans. So the Gonjas are Guans, the Efutus are Guans. The Futus are those in Winneba. Yeah. So you have the Chirpon, the Latte people, they are Guans. So you have the Karachi people, you have the Achode, you have the Achode people, you have the Nawiri people, they are Guans. You have the Adele people, you have the Ntrobo. So most of the people within the OT region, if not all the tribes within the Karachi, the Karachi, the Achode, the Adele, the Ntrobo, all of them are considered as part of the Guan. Wow. Yes. There are a lot. There are a lot of them.
Ah, I see. So what language do they
speak? The Guan itself is supposed to be a bigger tribe. And almost all of them within speak several dialects. They speak several dialects. Sometimes people mistakenly say that they speak Guan. Okay. But when you speak Guan, it is like a compound language. Within it, the Gonjas can pick their language out. Within it, the Futus can pick, the Cherepon people can pick their language out. The Okre people, they can pick their language out. So there are several languages within. It's just that mostly when you speak one Guan dialect, another people group can get some aspect of the language you are speaking, but not in full. And some are also cut off to the point that you cannot hear the other person.
But it's believed that the Guans are, let me say, the bigger tribes in Ghana.
Yeah, it is actually believed that the Guans are the people that settled in Ghana. They actually didn't come from anywhere. They were here. So most of the Akans, the Ewes, the Gans, they all came to meet the Guans in the country. So they are the settlers. That is more like the landowners, kind of. That is the kind of history that the Guans give us. That they were here. They were in Ghana. They didn't come from anywhere, as the story and the history of most of the other bigger tribes speaks of. But they were in Ghana and the other tribes came to meet them.
But do you have an idea why it looks like they are lesser known than maybe as compared to the Ashantis and the Gans and other people?
You see, the thing is that you have to consolidate your numbers for you to be able to stand. And that has been the thing. So for most of the tribes that had come to settle in Ghana, they came in groups. And when they came in groups, they decided to join forces and stand. Because during that time there were a lot of wars and people were looking for places where they can find comfort, where they can find food, shelter and things like that. And it caused a lot of them to travel. So until you get a king who is stronger and is able to pull all of you together, if another king that is stronger than yours comes, he will fight and dismantle you and take you as slaves. So most of these Guan tribes had to move to other locations for safety. So they didn't have that strong force to consolidate their numbers together. The Ashantis and the others you see is because they were able to come together and they were able to have one king that was stronger. And because of that, even the Ashantis went about conquering most of these smaller tribes. The same with some of the other bigger tribes. They went around, they were able to conquer other smaller tribes and they came to serve them. So I see that they didn't have the strong force to sustain their work. And for that matter, they went off.
Has there been a way this tribe have been able to come together?
Yes, for the past years, the Guans are consolidating their numbers one more time. So there is a Guan, like a Guan association, and they have annual debates that is run. So they move from one people group to another. So I know for some years now they have been having a yearly kind of festival to bring all the Guans together, and they come together, they showcase their language, their culture, their food, and on all those things, just for their other tribes to know that they are part of a bigger tribe, or the other people groups to know, so that if you know you are an Efutu and you meet a Gonja, yes, even though the Gonjas are in the north and the Futus are in the south, you have a link, and that is you are all Guans. So those kind of efforts is being done.
This is so informational, and I think I've really learned a lot. But is there anything when it comes to Ghana and tribe that people don't really know you like to clear?
Oh, you see, the thing is that for Ghana, everyone is born into a tribe or a people group. And the tribe defines you. It has influence on who you are, what you do, how you go about things. Then your language is given to you because you come from a particular tribe. And that is it. Even though we grow and we learn other languages, one thing that is happening is that others are losing their language, because the tribe doesn't seem to be very prominent, and some tribes are living on the land of other tribes, and for that matter the language is going extinct. There are several people groups that are losing their language. They are losing their language because of where they are located, and they speak other languages and they think that that is their mother tongue. Unfortunately, that is not it.
But do you think modern life is a factor to people losing their tribe where they belong to?
For sure. It has, because if I spend all my life in Accra and I am one of the minority tribes, it will become very difficult for me to even mingle with people who speak their language. So somebody is, say, from the north. He's a Gonja. He lives in Accra. He has not been to any of the Gonja lands before. Because all his time is spent in Accra, he begins to pick the Accra lifestyle together with the language. If he is not living in an environment where the family will consciously decide to teach him or her the language, the person will lose it. And that is the state with a lot. But it has moved to the point where sometimes a whole ethnic group is living among another ethnic group. And because their numbers are not much, they intermarry and they start speaking the other person's language. So they speak the language to the point that their language is no more there. But currently there are some languages we are working on that we are working so hard to revive the language, because the languages are no more there.
But how many languages do you have in Ghana?
Well, we've been told through school that we have 46 languages, which to me, there may be more. But it is 46 because those that have been captured. Yes, that have been captured. But there are several other languages that are not written. We don't even have autographs for it. Autographs means it has not. We have not created alphabets for those languages. So you cannot count them as languages. We don't have the alphabets for them.
I see.
Sure, there are several languages in Ghana we don't have, but it is spoken.
Can you just give an example of one?
So there is Chala. Chala is a language which is spoken in the Nkwanta South District, in the Oti region. Wow. Chala is there. There are no. It is not written, but the Chala people are there. They speak the language. There is another language called the Enimere, and the people too are called Enimere. They are also in the Dambai area. That is the Dambai area, also in the Oti region. The people are called Enimere. They are there, but most of them cannot speak the language. Some are in the Oti region, some are also in the northern part of the country. And the language is not there.
Wow.
If you go to Upper West, you have some. We have the ERC people, which we mostly call the Kantosi people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the Kantosi people are there. The Kantosi language is there, but majority of them cannot speak. It is not written. We have another language. We have the Chakale, wow, which is also in the Upper West region. The language, the people are there. We are almost about 9,000 people, but the language is not written. It is spoken. We don't have autograph for it. There are several. They don't have any reading material in the language.
Okay, so we've come to an end of the story. History, let me say, we are learning. And I know you are so much interested in it. We wish we could still extend it, but I can't go beyond certain time. But my final question, there are a lot of Ghanaians that are in the diaspora. Most of them stay there for the rest of their lives. Others also stay there and they end up losing their tribe and their belonging or their identity. Someone watching this video, what is your advice to them that they can still connect and not lose their identity?
You know, one thing that I have always said is that what sustains you is your culture. And in culture, you are talking of language, your mother tongue. Maybe that is the core aspect of it. So you can talk of food, your way of life. But your mother tongue is what sustains everything. And I will urge Ghanaians, wherever they find themselves, that ensure and make sure that at least you can speak your mother tongue. If you cannot speak it, try to start making efforts to learn how to speak it. One of the best ways to start learning your mother tongue is through your local Bible, if it is there. It is good to start reading it. We do everything in another man's dialect. We speak in English, we pray in English, we speak to our children in English. So by the time the child is, say, 10 years, he can't speak any of the mother tongue. If you are a Ga, speak Ga with your children at home. If you are a Fanti, do same. Especially for most of us who have traveled out of our hometowns and we are living in the urban centers, or we are living outside the country, we must endeavor to instill in our children our mother tongue. That is what makes you. Because wherever you go by, you cannot. Your mother tongue is the language you are born with. And if the mother cannot speak it, he cannot pass it on to the child. So until the mother intentionally decides to pass it on, it stays with him or her. So let's endeavor to teach our children. Let's endeavor to speak it. And that is what will bring the kind of identity we are looking for. Because if you go to your hometown and you cannot express yourself in your own dialect, then it means you are lost. So there are some people in Accra who are speaking Twi, but they are not Akans. They are speaking Ga, but they are not Gans. Because they have lived here. But where they come from, actually, they can't speak their mother tongue. And that is very unfortunate. So I will urge you, and that is one thing I urge a lot of, especially university students. You see, you don't become so much educated when you can speak only English. If you are educated and you cannot speak your mother tongue, then there's something wrong with your education. Yeah. Now, how can you complete university and you cannot communicate in your mother tongue to the point of reading it?
It's serious.
So that is the core. To me, that is what I believe is the conclusion of, say, you have been educated. So if I'm a Dagati man and I've been educated to the tertiary level, I should be able to express myself very well in Dagati, read it, and let people know about it.
So guys, if you are watching this video, you are a Ghanaian, you are an African, I think you've learned so much and you've gotten to know the reason why you have to return to your roots if you are living in the diaspora, just to have an identity and still connect with your roots. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and also comment down there if you want me to bring him back again to educate us more on other topics or the tribes of Ghana or anything. Let me know. And thank you so much for watching. As I say, my name is Niayi, aka Ganyobi. Ola Bao. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.